Welcome back to the BioCrypt Productions podcast. Thanks for coming tuning back in, guys. Episode 7. How exciting. We're kicking butt and taking names. Today is a little bit different because Alan is not here. He's left me. Mostly because his life is busy.
That's because he's a bitch.
So we have different people here today. Introducing Andre, the co-owner of Rotten Brains, and also Lorenzo, our newest person working on BioCrypt. How you guys doing today? You want to introduce yourselves?
Sure.
Uh,
You already gave my name, so I don't think I need to go farther than that. But founder, CTO of Ron Brain Studios. What it do?
Nice. What's a video game that you would be like associated with? What's your gaming? What's your favorite game series overall?
Probably Assassin's Creed, but it's died down since, so I might have to rethink about that.
More classic Assassin's Creed, not more modern.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Origins is my favorite. So
Okay, Origins is a
Good
good one.
choice.
Nice, nice. Okay, and then Lorenzo, want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Lorenzo. I'll be kind of joining to hopefully help out and kind of see where this takes me or us. Yeah.
Nice. What's your game you would be associated to if someone knew you well enough? What's your gaming addiction in the past?
Unfortunately, I would have to say RuneScape, old school RuneScape.
It's a
I
popular
think
one.
that's yeah, I think that's my go-to when I don't have anything to play or I don't know what to play. It's like, well, you can always go back to RuneScape. Nothing's ever gone. You can always jump back in and everything's right there.
I've honestly never like I know of it just because when you're in the gaming industry long enough, when you play games a lot, you hear about certain games, but I don't know anything about it. So will you like explain it to me? Like what's the deal? What makes it so popular?
Uh, Rampant autism in the um
It was the
no, but
tism, my lord.
it's got to be part of it. Realistically, just the way the game plays and the amount of time you actually have to put into it to see results is a lot. Um, but I think it's what like keeps bringing me back to it. So I can stop playing for 6 months, 7 months, open up the game, and there's a couple new updates, but I have everything I ended with, and I know what my next goal was. So it's like nothing ever really changes except new updates. So I think they've done a really good job of keeping the flow of the game uh, kind of
Exciting.
standardized. Yeah, so you
Okay.
can go back in and be like, "Oh, hey, here's something new. I'm gonna go try this.
Okay.
New
And then
boss."
I'm sorry, did you what's like the basic gameplay loop? Like is it like a it's like I don't know anything about it, honestly. I couldn't
Hmm.
even tell you what it looks like. So is it like a card game or something? It sounds like a card game.
No, so what it is, it's like a RPG where you have certain stats, like you have wood cutting, you have fishing, things like that, right? And
Okay.
you will get these certain stats to certain levels for what do you call it? Like, why can't I think of the name now?
Your
Um,
volition or whatever, your job, basically.
So what you can do is you get all your stats up to a certain point. You can start doing not missions per se, but like stories, right? You start going through the storylines. You start getting rewards through there, and kind of the main appeal once you start kind of getting to mid game is doing raids with people. So kind of like WoW, right? Where you
Okay.
go into raids and then it's like, oh hey, we're gonna try and go get this end game item worth whatever it is, and that's kind of what you do. You just do those raids on repeat, or you go to a boss because you want a certain pet, and
Sometimes I
it's
get in
kind
the
of
mood for those games.
it's my favorite game ever made for sure.
Okay. I mean, that sums it up. That makes it easy, at least. Now we know. The top tier list. Nice. Well, what are you guys playing right now? Dre, you want to start?
uh, I take forever to play anything, which we can get into why later. But I am currently playing Horizon Forbidden West.
It's a good one. I had my problems with it when it first came out, but that's because I think I had the one glitchy copy in existence. It was driving me nuts.
Yeah,
And
I forgot that you told me about all that. Yeah, it's been good. I like all of the additions they made. I know it's old at this point or getting there. What was it? Was it last year? Maybe earlier this year. No, I guess it was earlier this year. But either way, I like all of the additions between 1 and 2 that they added to the mechanics, and
Mm-hmm.
keeping the same kind of gameplay loop of every boss or every enemy is kind of like a puzzle that you got to take down.
Yeah, I
Mm.
feel like it was more of like a puzzle in the first one. I don't know if I'm just reading too much into it. I don't know how you're currently playing it, so you'd be better. But I feel like
See, I think our conversation that we'll have later is why you felt like the first one was easier,
okay,
Mm.
or
yeah.
harder. I mean,
The first one I thought
more of
was
a challenge to take down the enemies.
I enjoyed the first one just more, I think. But maybe it was just because it was exciting, or maybe it was because by the time the second one was coming out, I really just want another Killzone, and I know it's not coming anymore, and I'm upset about it, you know? So there's just that aspect.
Sounds like you's a hater.
Hey, I got you to play all the Killzones. You like them. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm not gonna hate on their new game because they're not making Killzone
Fine, that's fair.
anymore.
Well,
Ooh, pretty
Lorenzo,
Killzone.
what game are you playing right now?
Oh well, I just finished up Cyberpunk with the DLC.
Nice.
Took me a long time to get back into it and actually finish it, but I actually did that a couple of days ago. And I'm feeling a little lost right now, so I'm trying to find a new game to play. Wife told me to play Red Dead Redemption 2, but
That's
I have tried to get into Red Dead a couple times, and I know people say it's amazing, but I just can't get into it.
it's not for
Something
you.
about I've tried multiple times, and I think I'll give it one more solid try, but I'm not sure what I want to get into.
I honestly
I'll hold it.
understand because it's like a commitment. Like it's just so much. Like
Hmm.
down to the fact that it is so beautiful, it's so detailed, and there's just it's so huge. But also because it's so huge and it is a cowboy game, it's kind of boring. Like there's times it's beautiful at all times, so that aspect's cool. But it just I don't know. It's just too overwhelming sometimes. I'm wanting to go back and replay it, but it's just daunting. So I get
It's
it.
I haven't played the second one either, but the first one I loved.
That's a good one.
It was part of the reason why I wanted to be a game designer or wanted to go to school to do it, was because of that
that's
game.
really cool.
The first one, nice. What about it made you want to?
There was I guess I don't want to call it a student project, but they enlisted some students from Full Sail University to help them create that game. So I went
Really?
and uh, toured the school and talked about like how they did it and saw all of the studio equipment. Like they had mocap studios and stuff there, so it was the real introduction to like, oh, this is what it looks like to be like a video game studio and make a AAA game and the equipment that you might need to do it. And that got me real excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Dre and I would have went to Full Sail in Florida if it wasn't so freaking expensive. That was the big determining
It's a
factor.
very expensive school.
That's why we ended up
Yes, very,
going where we
very
went
expensive.
instead. But
Yeah. Yeah, school in general, man.
right,
Jeez.
Yeah.
nice. Well, with the
Add
cyberpunk,
out of state to it and all that other stuff. So
yeah, and Florida's just not a place I want to live, anyways.
Florida's Florida.
But with the cyberpunk DLC, I really enjoyed that personally. I thought that was good. It was Songbird and everything, and I like that it felt like Escape from New York. I always really enjoyed that movie, and that beginning intro part of that all happening was like, this is just I get to play a cyberpunk version of this. This is perfect. And
The intro
yeah,
was absolutely insane. The first time I played it, I'm like, getting to the Chimera and everything, like just that whole like going through that intro section was insane. I've never felt so like captivated by an introduction to a DLC
yeah,
in my life.
it's one of those ones where it makes the whole game worth it. You know, I get that. It was a cool one.
Yes.
Very cool. I've been playing. I think me and Alan talked about it. And it's the same things, but I did end up finishing Jurassic World Evolutions 3's like main campaign yesterday. So I'm gonna focus on Doom: The Dark Ages more so now, which has been very fun. Um, Max Payne, I've been
you
playing
find the
that, the
time,
first
man.
one.
God damn.
That one wasn't too long. It was like
I'm
20
impressed.
hours. So that's about that one. And I also don't watch anything. Just for the any of my listeners to know too, like when it comes to shows, I am not an expert. Or movies, I don't watch anything. I'm so bad about that stuff. So just know that in advance. I usually go to everyone else for that kind of stuff.
I've been a lot worse in the last, 10 or so years. I have not kept up on movies or TV shows or anything.
Yeah. we're honestly kind of blazing through some of the stuff. So another question I have is like, are there any games coming up with 2026 being right around the corner that you guys are looking forward to next year?
Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn, Crimson Desert.
Damn it! I did it every time. Yeah, that one.
That looks really good. And it was based on that other like MMO game that this was supposed to be a sequel to, but then they changed it to a single player, which I like what it looks like. It looks epic.
Yeah, it looks like one of those games. Like it reminds me of Black Myth Wukong, where it's like this game cannot possibly have all of this, and then I'm waiting to see if it does what Black Myth did,
Which I'm still stuck on.
because Black Myth was that kind of game, and then it came out, and people were like, "Nope, this is exactly what it was looking like. This is what they showed."
I just remember how beautiful it looked. Like when the fur was on fire fighting the stuff, I was like, man, that looks crazy beautiful.
Right.
Nice.
So that one's top of my list for.
What is
I don't remember why.
So what was that game you were saying there? What was it called?
Crimson
Crimson
Desert.
Desert.
What drew you to it, Dre?
Yeah.
I just saw a gameplay video one day, and there was like he was fighting like this raven boss lady that could turn into a bunch of bats and would like fly way up in the air and do some AoE attacks, and all of the different mechanics that showed in that combat sequence. Just I don't know, it just called to me. It made me think of Dark Arisen, but that's not the name of the game. That's not the main title. And they made a second one. Why can't I think of the name of this game?
I
They
don't
have
know.
it has the pawn system that everybody
Oh,
loves.
Dragon's Dogma.
That's
Dark
like the
Arisen.
main
That's
thing.
funny. You
Oh,
got
okay.
like half the
Yes.
name. You just got the
Yes.
second
It-
half. I would have never.
I was like, I can't remember. Like, why can't I remember the other part? But
Yeah.
anyways, it looked a lot like that game, and I really liked Dragon's Dogma and kind of how they had that RPG combat mechanics, and
Yeah.
it looks a lot like that.
I remember when you came home from work one day because we lived together for a long time. And you came home from work, you're like, Derek, you've got to check out this game. And you like sat me down on the couch with your phone and showed me Dragon's Dogma. And I remember like you showed me this video of him climbing up the Cyclops or something and stabbing him in the eye. And me and you were both like, how have we not heard about this game? Because it was already out. So I think me and you literally left for GameStop right afterwards and went and got it.
That's hilarious.
Once we found out it was already out, we were like, wait a second. Let's
Yeah.
just go get it right now.
Because you gotta understand, we were going to school for video game design, so it's not like we're just like kind of gamers. Like we were on top of it, so we don't know how that one slipped through the cracks on us. And the second one, you got that for me for last year, 2024, and that one was really fun. I liked that one. I need to go back through and like do a more thorough playthrough because there seems to be a lot that I missed. I think I just genuinely enjoyed what all happened.
That's just what drove me to it, though, is that it looked more, I guess, grounded in terms of the combat and the magic, and it's a big, expansive open world that just looks fun to be in.
Yeah, and I love those fantasy kind of roles. The pawn system is really cool that they do that, and how you kind of. I remember the first one you switch between the volitions really quickly, and the second one they added even more, and you like unlock like I don't know. They just it's different. It's challenging because it's different, but it's well worth the gameplay. And they never let you be bored, even like when you do fast travel. In the second one, the cards can get like attacked halfway through, and then all of a sudden you're in a fight with something because you tried to fast travel instead of walk. You know, so they have good pacing in that game.
Yep. So we'll see. You know, it's one of those still just building the hype. I haven't looked at any recent gameplay videos, but I know they finally got a release date of I think it's March or something next year.
Yeah. Well,
So we'll
nice.
see.
What about you, Lorenzo? What game are you looking for tomorrow or next year? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'm a little bit tired.
Honestly, I'm not too sure about kind of next year's released games. There hasn't been anything on my radar that's been like, ooh, I need to watch out for this game or get it. I have a lot of games that I want to actually go back through that I played a while ago, and then I never really gave the time. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I never really sat down and tried to embrace the game itself, you know?
Time to beat your backlog is what you're telling me.
Yeah. I gotta, yeah, that's it. One thing I was kind of looking at, I wanted to go back and play Doom. So I played the first Doom. Don't really remember
Are you talking
anything.
like, sorry, the 2016 Doom or like the
Yes.
OG
Yeah.
Doom? Okay. I
No,
love the
the
2016. Oh man, that
Yeah.
soundtrack, it just and
Yes.
I'm glad you're talking about it because that means I have to go get recording footage of it later. So I'm gonna extend this just a little bit because that means I get to play it a little bit.
Yeah. I remember loving it, and I want what I want to do, go through, beat the first Doom. I don't know if I want to like 100% it per se. You know, if I'm really enjoying it, I'll go through 100% it. But then I want to get through Doom 2. Was that Eternals after that?
But yeah, Doom Eternal. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's
I
really
haven't
good
played
too.
that one yet, but the first one was good.
Yeah, Dre
Yeah.
borrowed my copy and went through and like 100% of it. Right, Dre? You pretty much did everything in it.
Yeah, I didn't platinum it, but I did 100% it.
Yeah, you went through all the levels and got all the collectibles and
Yep,
no,
got all
that
the Doom guy things.
that soundtrack in itself is worth a playthrough. Like genuinely,
Yes.
it's like a workout soundtrack. You could go work out afterwards and be like, I am the Doomslayer. I'm
Yeah,
pumped.
deadlift.
Oh man.
Deadlift to Doom music.
Yeah. So that's a
Yeah.
good choice. I like that
Yeah.
you're doing that too because I've been kind of trying to do the same and chip away at old games. That's why I'm working on Max Payne on the PS2 right now. Which
Hmm.
holy crap, that's a golden gem that I missed. I should have definitely been playing that sooner in my life. I'm getting farther in it and I can see why Alan loves it so much for sure. I'm excited to go through the second and the third one. But man, it has been a ride. It's a lot longer than I'd expect too. Um,
I didn't know you never played those.
no, I mean I dabbled in
Those are
them,
classics.
but I never like gave it the actual time of day. Maybe got like a chapter or two in, and then got distracted
Mhm.
by something else. So it's been
Yeah,
fun to
those
go
are
back.
those are classics, man.
Honestly, that's
Bullet
another
time.
game
They
I've
like
never
invented
played.
it.
I do remember that when it came out and seeing the trailers or whatever
Uh huh.
for one of the Max Paynes, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I mean,
Bullet
before it was
time.
John Wick before John Wick, right?
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
And this
Yep.
is
It
like
really
early
was.
Rockstar, so like I
Hmm.
mean they made a name of themselves
Hmm.
for a reason for sure. I'm playing it the worst way possible, which is the PS2 version. So if you're gonna play it like Xbox or Steam or don't play it the way I'm playing it. But it's still really good. I even with that version,
That's
I'm
funny.
still having fun.
My dad loved those games too, so I played them all when they not probably right when they came out, but like I played the PS2 versions because I played them when they came out.
That's funny.
Mm,
Or
Nice.
for the first one. I think by
right.
the time you hit 3, they might have been on PS3.
Well, actually, that's a good kind of segue too. Is like we don't the viewers don't really know what you guys prefer to play on. They know that I and Alan really I mostly play on just PlayStation consoles in general. I'll play a little bit of PC. Alan will play mostly PlayStation consoles, but he does have an Xbox and he also plays on PC. But what do you guys like to play on mostly?
You could start with it, Joe. I
I
think I started the other ones.
Yeah, so I started out kind of like everyone, right? Consoles with an Xbox, just the original Xbox, and I really loved it. And I moved into the PC master race, right? It was, oh well, my PC can do this at of course at the time, right?
Can it run Crisis?
And yeah, yep, can it run Crisis? So I originally started there, and then I got a PC, which wasn't very good PC. Um, I couldn't even tell you what it was running. I think I had a 1060 or something like that for my first PC when it was pretty dated at the time too. So I think it was 2 generations back. But I only play PC now. It's mouse and keyboard are what I love. I actually hate playing on controller now because it is so unintuitive for my brain.
Really, I'm the opposite, but that's cool. Technically, you're right. Like I will admit, like the mouse is like quicker and more accurate, and but I lose a little bit of immersion when I don't have a controller in my hands, and I love sitting on a couch in front of a big screen TV with whatever my beverage of choice is at the moment. That's
Mm.
like my happy place. So I don't. There are games I play on the PC personally. I do love some PC games, and there's some that you can only do on there.
Mm.
Diablo is a good example of something I'll pick over the console version. It's just made for it, you know.
Gotcha.
But yeah, what about you, Dre?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna go full spectrum here, I guess the first game I ever played was on the Atari 400, 600, something like
Wow.
that, called Pitfall, which is essentially a platformer where you just like run. It's a side-scrolling platformer, where most of the gaming experience was just like jumping and grabbing a rope and getting over alligator pits and trying to avoid spike pits. Hence
Nice.
the name Pitfall. But that was the first game I ever played, And for those that don't know, an Atari just has a joystick and one button, and that's it. So that's how you play, is you moved the joystick and you used the button to jump, and you literally had nothing else you could do.
Mine was
But it
Dig
was
Dug for
great, and
that.
it was the first time that I was like, I want to make these things. These things are awesome. I think, when I grow up, that's what I want to do.
Mm.
So because my introduction was on the Atari, which technically was like one of the first PCs, I actually transitioned to console because it was really, the first home console of one of them.
Mm.
So then I switched over to PlayStation, but I didn't own one. I played one at my cousin's house, and then I think the first game on there was Spyro. So
Cool.
shout out Insomniac, I believe, or
Yep.
no, Insomniac. Um, but that was the first game I ever played there. Then I became like a PlayStation addict because my dad had a PS2, and long story short, I ended up getting his for reasons, and then held on to that for quite a while, kept it until the three, and then I got impatient, and ended up getting a 360 because with the next PlayStation console got delayed. I can't remember if that was, I think that
Oh,
was
yeah.
3 and 360. And
Yeah, the 3
I
and
can
360.
only get consoles during the holiday season, so I ended up getting a 360 and transitioned to that. But that was also my introduction to Gears of War. So that
Oh,
was a blessing in disguise.
have you gone through the
Uh,
remake yet? Just sorry, quick side note. I want to talk about
Reloaded?
that.
No, I have not.
Yeah. That was fun. That was a good time, and it reminded me of when we played through the Gears series together, 1, 2, and 3. Made me really wish we could do it
Yeah,
again. I
in
hope.
college.
I guess it didn't sell well on PlayStation. The Reloaded did, so they're probably not going to continue the series. But I really wish they would. I would love to own 1, 2, and 3 on PlayStation. That'd be amazing. Just like with the Halo game coming out, the Halo Combat Evolved is what they're calling it, or
Hmm.
I think that's what it
I don't
is.
remember what they're calling it. That was their original name, though.
Oh, something else then. It wasn't the original.
Yeah, I was like, Combat Involved was their original name.
uh, but nice.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and then eventually landed back on PlayStation. And to wrap it all up, I do play PC games as well, but not as often as I would PlayStation. But like Derek's comment, I like ARPGs, but I'm starting to get into shooters just because of the precision that PC offers you.
Yes.
It's fair. The precision's really cool. And we've been thinking about doing a little bit of Arc Raiders. Everyone else is in their mother's playing it, but it might be fun to do a little bit of recording and maybe do like a group event of Arc Raiders together. Because Dre, you've been interested in that, right?
Yep, it piques my interest for multiple reasons, but from a gameplay perspective, first and foremost.
Yeah, yeah. You love to play things where you can analyze them for the company. Basically, you're always dissecting what you play, which we love. We love that about you.
It's
Dedication right there.
it's a gift and a curse.
It's a
It's
gift.
one of those things where once you learn like how things work, it's just how you do it, you know? Like I
Yeah,
would imagine anybody who's in like the cinematic world, when they watch a movie, they just like get how it works in the background and see things that other people don't see, kind of stuff.
I imagine you're like Siler from Heroes.
Oh,
How you
my
want to
God.
cut people's brains
Heroes.
open?
He just wants to know how it works. He's not a
Oh,
bad guy. Don't talk bad
Wow.
about Siler. It's the whole reason why I watched
Oh,
that
okay,
show.
sorry.
that's
The
brought up some
clock guy.
memories there.
But
I always liked. I used to always run around being like yatta because I thought Hiro Nakamura was the funniest thing ever.
he's a good actor still too. He's every time I see him in anything, I always think of Heroes though. Um, I didn't actually address my games I'm excited for next year, which I'm gonna say because screw you guys.
That's because we don't care about what's gonna happen. We were gonna skip that section.
Wolverine is supposed to come out next year.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
That looks
Interesting.
brutal and amazing. And same people, Insomniac, who did Spider-Man and Spyro and Ratchet and Clank. So banger after
Yeah, I'm
banger after
pretty sure they
banger.
have like the Marvel blessing. I think anything Marvel that's gonna be like a action game like that, Insomniac is now the people that they're gonna go to.
Yeah, well, and Insomniac is kind of up there like Naughty Dog for me. Like they, as of right now, can do no wrong. That doesn't mean that they permanently can't. They can make mistakes, but until I see it, I'm just gonna assume whatever they're making's good. And I love that their trailer was brutal. That just they quelled any fears about like keeping the Spider-Man who doesn't kill people kind of feeling. and they just were like, I'm gonna totally stab this guy in the torso and rip him to shreds. Hell yeah, bring it on! I'm ready to be Wolverine.
Did you have hesitation that they weren't going to do that?
I just, I haven't seen them do something ultra violent. Like, just think about their track record, like Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, even Spider-Man. Nothing's like horribly gruesome ever,
I agree with what you're saying there, but I would counter like I say look at their track record too, in the sense that they're always true to the character or the content that they're creating.
Yes.
So because they got Wolverine, my first thought was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like a legit Wolverine.
I mean, I agree, but I was worried that they were going to try to like PG it, and that was just I mean, it probably still would have been good, just knowing how good they are at making games. But I was just worried. I've never seen them go this route. So I really hope that they go full force, because Wolverine's not someone to play lightly with in my book. That'd be like making a Punisher game and not making it brutal. Which, the old PS2 Punisher
Logan?
game?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That one's great. So, Logan, like the movie?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. And X-23 or whatever her name is.
Yep, that. And then the Deadpool series is my confidence that Marvel, like, they won't have any issues making it bloody, gory, and doing what they need to do.
Fair.
They need it, yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that's just one of the games. Another one is the obvious GTA 6, but I'm really mostly just excited to play with friends. I actually don't know if I'm in the mood to play another GTA. I played 4 recently, so I'm kind of good for time being. But I know it'll be good, so I'll be in on it.
Do you remember?
It's gonna be nuts.
Do you guys remember when First Person came out on Xbox One? Was it when they released Xbox One?
Yeah, First Person for GTA 5.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man.
Good times. We used to do the heist all the time. Dre and I.
Yeah.
Some other friends. Alan was one of them. Oh man.
Back when it took forever to transition between levels.
That's why I can't go back.
On PS5 it loads way better. Oh, on PS5 it loads way better.
I know, but even like that little bit of noise, like it causes PTSD. Like I'm like, I've sat in this for years. I feel like I've been in this loading screen far too long. This is like being in a permanent elevator. So, yeah, but yeah, GTA 6 is like an obvious. Of course, we're gonna play that and enjoy that. And then my honestly, my biggest one is pretty obvious once you get to know me, which is Resident Evil 9. Requiem. I'm a hoe for those games. I'm gonna say this on the podcast. I was more excited about this game when Leon wasn't in it. And I know people are gonna give me hate about this, and I love Leon. He's what got me into the whole Resident Evil verse. Resident Evil 4 was my first. 4 and 2 are my favorites. Like, you would think that I'd be stoked.
Was your first?
4 was my first. Yeah, I started late.
I don't know why. I thought you got on the train earlier than that.
Nope, 4 was the first. I went back and played some other ones. I just beat Outbreak recently. I'm about to do Outbreak File 2.
Code Veronica was my first.
I have yet to do that one. I've tried like 5 times. I'm gonna get through it this next year though. That's one of my
I never beat it.
Use resolution.
I was too young. I got stuck and scared.
It's a complicated one. But with Leon being introduced, I was actually really excited about it being Grace Ashford, or I think that's her name. But she's the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft. I don't remember the name, but she's the daughter of one of the people from the Outbreak series. And I just liked that it was someone new. I don't know. Leon's almost too badass now, and what the hell's gonna be scary? Like, it's just like, why?
He's like the action hero of the world, like Chris Redfield.
What the hell? Yeah, exactly. What the hell are they gonna throw at him that isn't gonna not be terrifying? He's killed everything, That's why I'm kind of like, I'm tired of it, Let him die, not like literally, but like let him go relax for a little bit and let him have some games off, bring in some new characters, try to cultivate. I actually liked the fact that Ethan was there because it really brought in some, like from 7 and 8, brought in some different perspective, and it wasn't the same old traditional I'm a badass running around killing everybody and everything, So, but other than that, I haven't played the demo, and people are gonna be like, why not? And I don't need any more convincing, and I don't want anything else spoiled. I'm sold. So I'm done watching anything. I try not to see a bunch of trailers. I'll probably have to get some for this, but I'll keep it on loop because screw you guys. I'm not ruining nothing for me. I'm living my high life. I already told my wife that this is my Valentine's Day gift. So I'm set.
This is my Valentine's Day gift. It's an order.
It's an order. But those are the three big ones for me next year for sure.
Yeah.
Did anything else
One
come to mind?
thing
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that comes to mind, but I wouldn't say it's like I'm super interested in it, but the High on Life series seems to be very interesting
Ooh.
to me. They
I've,
just did they released their first one and they didn't think it was going to be too good, but apparently it warranted enough to create a second. Because I know High on Life 2 is coming out and there's actually some decent rhetoric I'm hearing around it, but it's also one of those things of like it's like a South Park or like one of those kind of shows where like if you don't like the humor, then you're not gonna like the game,
yeah, it's gonna be kind of
even if the
toilet humor,
gameplay's fun.
which I know I'm gonna like. So I'm on the same boat. It's on my list of like things I do want to try. One day is the first one, and when the second
Hmm.
one comes out, it looks like just a visually compelling world, something a little bit different. It's obviously like Alien and stuff, but it just seems kind of
Hmm.
comical and cartoony, and I don't know. I could see myself getting a little bit invested in that for sure too.
Yeah, yeah. It just seems I don't know. Even when I saw the trailer, I think it was at E3, the one that you and I went to, 2018.
Oh,
But
for High of Life.
I could be early. I don't remember it. I just remember the first time I saw it, I could tell it was the Rick and Morty people because there was the gun he was shooting sounded like Morty.
Yep.
Yep. I mean,
I really need to play that myself. That's one that is on a backlog list, right? So it's like I need to go back and play that and enjoy it. Right now, it's $9 on Steam,
Oh,
75%
look at
off.
that. Winter
nice.
sale, go get it.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Well, one last thing I would like to mention before we get into our today's topic is with this video is going to post right around New Year's time, a little bit before, a couple days before. So for the channel, I kind of want to make like a what's your New Year's resolution video game wise? Like, there's 2 or 3 games that you want to beat next year that you know you want to beat, whether like on your backlog, new ones coming out, whatever it is.
Well, I guess Horizon Forbidden West because I'm still playing it and I don't see me beating it within the next few days.
Yeah.
So
You're not gonna
that
beat it
one.
tomorrow?
Um, Man, we when we get into our conversation, I have so many stories of why I won't beat it tomorrow. um, let's see. I don't know about 2 or 3 because you're talking to a guy who doesn't play that many games in a year
I guess,
just
but do you know
because
what you're
of
gonna play next?
complications.
Like, what's next up after this that you think, at least?
Um, that's also maybe Expedition 33 because
Yeah,
it looks good and I think it's a
It's
game that I can actually get my girlfriend to watch because it
it's a
seems
beautiful game, bro.
more interesting of the
yes,
things I could play.
gorgeous game for sure. Well worth a playthrough, and they just had a free update since they won the Game of the Awards. There's that whole
Oh.
controversy with.
Yeah, I was like, you haven't heard about that? That it sounds like it got stripped.
Well, isn't that a different award? That's the Indie Game Awards. I'm pretty sure that's a
Yeah,
different one.
it's
Oh, was it the
separate.
indie one? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
and it got stripped because of AI placeholder art, which, as the artist on Rotten Brains, I'm going to say that we will probably use AI to generate placeholder art, and I apologize if that makes you mad. I do not want AI art in my final completed game, but as a tool for use to build the game quicker, I will probably be using it just so I know that I can move on to the next step on certain things, and cleanup will be at
Yes.
the end. So I
Yeah.
I don't agree with it being stripped personally. I think that was a bit harsh, but the rules are the rules, and I do agree that I like that they're sticking to their guns. Like they said, absolutely no AI, absolutely no AI. So we probably won't ever win that award, unfortunately, because I'm also not gonna lie, just not the kind of person
Right.
I am. But yeah, sorry, Dre, I didn't mean to cut you off on that. That was a whole controversy I've been wanting to talk about.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say that's how I feel about it too. Is I would never release a game for purchase that has AI generated art or audio or anything.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm still debating on some of the things that I think would be worth production usage, but I really only want it to be an assistant and not the creator, if you will.
Exactly. And I want there to be
Yes.
that human touch and I don't know, there's the passion that comes through. And I don't see it as an invaluable tool. I do see it as a very valuable tool to help produce a great game, you know? But
Yeah, I have some. As soon as it started blowing up, there were some ideas that I had that I'm sure people have already ventured down on trying to incorporate it in games. But I think there's some key features in games that AI could really help bring immersion up with.
yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of that was The AI topic is so hot right now. I mean, given what is it, Crucial dropping out of the RAM
Yeah,
for normal people, not corporations.
us little
Um,
chumps.
yeah, exactly. Only whatever part of the market, dropping out of 22% of the RAM market, and then everyone kind of skewing the idea, the figures for water usage. And I think just right now with AI, it's just such a hot topic and you can use it anywhere and then you'll just get blasted for, doesn't matter what it is, if it was
Yeah.
placeholder, if it was anything. Anyone here sees AI, they're just going to take it and run.
As an artist, I appreciate that passion about not letting it overwhelm us, but it's one of those things where it's inevitable. Like even if you ban it from America, that's great. Other countries are still going to do it. So it's kind of like an arms race in the same sense. I just think using it responsibly and having morals while using it is the correct answer, which I know it's a lot to ask for in society, but we all have to just kind of do it as an individual, right? Like we all have to kind of own up
Yeah.
to it as ourselves. So that's just my
Guess
perspective.
the next question to that would be like, whose morals, right? Because then you start getting philosophical about whose morals are going to be the right morals,
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yep. When people ask questions of, can you teach it to be moral? What does that mean, though? Like,
Right.
anybody could say this is bad or this is good.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, really though, like my morals are correct.
There we go.
So
Yeah,
just
now
listen
we're
to
getting
me, and we're
to the
good.
meat.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's definitely going to be an issue, and we're not going to blow past AI. It's going to be huge, and I don't know how it's going to go. I don't think anyone does really.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
It's looking
wild card.
spicy right now, though.
But yeah, we just take it day
It
by
is.
day. I do like, but going back to the kind of the core of the conversation, though, is that really like, yeah, unfortunately, Rotten Brains, we will be using it. If that really bothers you, I'm really sorry, but you can get my genuine promise that if AI ever makes it to the final product, that's an accident, and I'm going to be very mad about it. So you don't just go ahead and point that out, make a big huff up. I don't mind because I'm gonna be yelling at somebody if it gets through. We are
Yep.
just using this placeholder art, whether it's as a
Yep.
music piece or art itself.
I
Yep.
will say one thing that does have me worried, just because I care about the future of our planet, is the energy consumption
Mm-hmm.
and the server farms that are required to power this thing. And if we keep going, like, I don't know, how
We're gonna
that's going to
cook
impact
ourselves.
us already,
And then
because we're already screwing up in terms of
You
longevity for future human beings.
it's
you got
December
rolling
28th.
blackouts for EV cars in California. You've had
Mm.
that since,
Hmm.
and add in AI in that, and
Yeah.
what
It,
are you gonna do?
it's December 28th, and it's the first cold day we've had where we're at, and that's ridiculous. So that doesn't happen
It's pretty
usually.
wild. Hmm.
But yeah, we'll get off a less dreary topic.
Yeah. Right.
uh, what was that even? Oh yeah, so that was your
I'm
game. You're
working
trying
on
to
my
beat your to do list.
T7000. No, anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Lorenzo, what's your New Year's resolution of gaming? What are you trying to beat this next year?
Well, beat is a loose term for me right now. So I've been playing Arena Breakout Infinite. It's a extraction shooter, and they're going into their next season in a couple, I think, mid-January. And if you complete all these missions throughout a season, you get like a big case. Yeah, it's basically a prison wallet. If you die, everything in your prison wallet stays in your prison wallet. So you can kind of get it out for, without dying or whatever.
Nice.
So that's, and I want that to be my goal. I think that's going to be what I kind of go for.
Okay.
And
Well, I'm gonna have to require at least one main like a golden path story completion kind of game to complete next year from you as your New Year's
okay,
resolution.
if I had to say one, I do. So Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So I downloaded that. It was on sale, and I do want to get through that story and see kind of what it looks like. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be good. I don't know, but I'm only a couple hours in, and I'm kind of curious to see where the story goes, or
Did Alan
if it's
convince
any.
you? Was it because
Uh,
it's a Republican's wet dream?
Hey man, I'm here for Republican's wet dream. I would love to go buy me some body armor and this and that, except I need to be a responsible adult.
Right. That's cool though. I mean, when we were talking, Lorenzo, you did mention how like listening to our podcast, and part of the reason why you wanted to join on was how much we convinced you of games you wanted to play, and how much like we reminded you of some games like Condemned and everything
Yeah.
too.
Oh man, yeah. When you guys were talking about Condemned, it took me back to a time out of high school. I think I was still in high school at the time. We'd go to our buddy's house after on our lunch period or whatever, go play Condemned, watch PewDiePie at the time. Man, times were simple.
Times were simple. Nice.
Yep.
Well, cool. All
Did you
right.
like extraction shooters? Did you get into Escape from Duck Off at all?
I did not. I've been looking at it.
Okay.
I have not got into it though. I've heard some
Yeah.
good stuff from it.
Yeah, I haven't either, but yeah, I was just curious because they say it's a pretty good solo extraction shooter.
You guys are both masochists when it comes to games, I can tell.
Yes.
And that's a great transition because today's topic, while we have you two fine gentlemen, thank you for joining me again, is today we're going to talk about difficulty in games. We were briefly talking about it earlier and how difficulty in games, like, I guess the overall quick sum up, the quick synaptic version would be that if a game is too hard, it can be inaccessible. But if it's too easy, you lose some qualities of the game. Like I do agree that there's sometimes when if you make it turn on to difficulty, you're not utilizing certain, I don't know what's the term. I'm a game designer. I know these things. Feature. You're not utilizing a lot of the features that are designed to help with those difficulties. So that's kind of today's topic. And I don't know, like, I guess Escape from Tarkov is probably a good transition, or the extraction shooters in general, with the fact that like losing their gear, getting kind of stripped down to nothing. Like that's intimidating to a lot of gamers. They like to have what they work for. They like their ROI, their return on investment. So
Yep.
you guys are both masochists with games. So-
I would bring it to the solo players too, because Dark Souls originated that. Well, I don't know if
Yep.
they originated it, but they were a big proponent of making that part of their difficulty scaling.
and
Is
that's
that you lose all of your, or you got to go get it back, I guess is a better way to put it.
and that's like a big debate with among the community is like, oh, people begging for an easy mode in Dark Souls. They're asking From Software, please make an easy mode, and like a lot of the hardcore fans are like, no, you'll ruin it. Which I don't know how I feel about this, because I wouldn't. I'm not one to play super hard games just to be hard. But if a new Dark Souls came out and it had an easy, medium, and hard, I would put it on hard because I want that experience again. That's why I play Dark Souls games. And if someone were to come into the franchise brand new and pick easy, would it ruin it? Would it still be the same experience? Would it be as rewarding? There's a lot of debate around that. So, like, what's your guys' thoughts on that? Like with Dark Souls and the Demon Souls, and I do agree, Dre, that at least in my perspective, they started it. I don't know if there was something sooner, but they did start it, in my opinion. I guess there are old '90s games that are freaking impossible. Look at Lion King.
All of them.
Yeah, Aladdin. So screw those. But you know what I'm saying? Like with modern gaming, at least, where it's intentional, not because they want more quarters, but intentional for the sake of being difficult but fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes the game different. You approach things, you would approach the game loop differently, and I think that's, to me, the biggest change or the biggest consideration is in a game like Dark Souls where you are trying to get stronger through fighting enemies, and then fighting enemies you gain experience, aka souls or points. Um, and then you have to get to a certain spot in the game to use those points and upgrade your character. If you didn't have that loop or that risk that you could lose all of your points, I think that would change the game entirely. It would be a completely different game. The pacing of it would be all wrong. Like everything about how they designed that game to work just wouldn't work, because everybody that is zooming through everything now because their equipment or their points they get to keep, so they can just continuously upgrade, and all they have to do is run outside and kill two things and keep dying in this loop. Like you're circumventing that power loop that they kind of designed to be slow and gradual and make you feel like you're accomplishing more and more as you progress through the game. Because areas, if an area is difficult but all you have to do is kind of slugfest your way through, and it doesn't matter that you keep dying, then it doesn't really matter that that area is difficult. You won't avoid it. You'll actually probably go there first because you're probably going to get more experience for killing the harder things, even though you're only going to kill 2 or 3 of them before you die,
Yeah.
versus going through the easy or going through the path you're supposed to go through, progressing, learning the mechanics, training yourself on how to read the different types of enemies. Like it ruins the whole game.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls in particular.
Okay. And then so from your guys' perspectives, it sounds like you're kind of on the same boat too. I don't know actually, Lorenzo, but Dre, I know for a fact he plays games like a masochist. Any game that he plays, he cranks that difficulty up as hard as it can go. He always picks the difficulty. That's just like
I beat here's a quick list. Just when God of War 2018 came out, I played it for the very first time and beat it on Give Me God of War. You have to just take my word for it. I can't like prove that to you, but I did. And then same thing with Ragnarok, and then with Horizon Forbidden West. First time playing through it. I'm playing it on ultra hard. For those that have played it, you know what I'm talking about. So that's just what I do, just to give some context.
well, and also on that God of War note, the reason why he says he can't prove it is because on the trophy list, there's no need to. You can get the platinum without doing Give Me God of War. There's absolutely no requirement whatsoever. You don't get anything extra for it. It's just a new game plus kind of thing, and he chose to do it on not new game plus, on game plus, not plus.
I mean, but it was right there in the name. Like from my perspective, I'm all about immersion. So when you name it, Give Me God of War, then that's exact. I bought God of War because I want to be the God of War.
How long were you stuck on that first Draugr or whatever?
I would, there was and I think that's okay. But yes, I was stuck in the beginning for a little bit, but I think part of it was a mechanics thing because I was still like trying to figure out how to use the axe correctly and everything. Like it's not a hack and slash like the other ones were. So it was just there's a learning curve there, yes. But once you got past it, it wasn't that bad actually. Once I got past like that first level that you kind of get the intro and Faye does what she does and the barrier is broken and you got to go find or go through that hole essentially. Like once I figured out how to get past that first part where we were traversing through the forest to meet what's her face in her home, then it was good. Then I had enough skills that it didn't even matter. But
you
it's
beat
still a
Valkyrie
one-hit
Queen.
kill kind of thing. Yes, I beat the Valkyrie Queen. I platinum that game on Gimme God of War.
Maybe you're just a better gamer than most.
I would say that.
I did the same thing on Sifu. I remember people saying Sifu was super hard, and I platinumed Sifu like within a week when it came out. I played it every day before work and then platinumed it.
Great. Do you have that game
legit.
physically?
Yeah. I have to double check.
I might have to borrow it now to get footage because you mentioned that game looks really good. I really want that game, to be honest. That game looks sick.
I might have it digitally. Like I'm trying to think back, and it might be digitally. I might need that one physically.
I had a spurt in my little history of buying digital games, and I regret it. I'm trying to wash that sin away.
I'm still there, unfortunately. I don't have a lot of physical
Well,
of
you're
anything,
PC
unfortunately.
too. That's different. Also, it's okay.
Yeah.
I want this channel to have different perspectives, so I'm glad that you're here with that. To be honest, so don't feel bad.
I kind of back to the difficulty thing. I kind of, when we're talking about Dark Souls, I kind of think about the music industry in a sense. So when an artist releases a song, right, that song is like more or less supposed to be listened to as is, right? Of course, there's going to be remixes or whatever, this and that. But like what the artist intended for it to be was what was released, more or less. So when you're talking like Dark Souls, they release it and then you have a difficulty slider, right? Mm-hmm. There's no way to like have an easy, medium, whatever difficulty on all of those settings to actually be intended. Yeah. Like the development cycle that would take would be insane. You'd be making 3 or 4 different games.
Yeah. And it would the only easy way to do it would be like to make them bullet sponges or to make them brittle, and that's not fun. That's not difficult. That's just tedious. And some of those bosses are already fucking tedious.
I still only played the first Dark Souls because I was going to play them in order, and I beat the first one and then never got around to the second one.
I skipped the second one. I know there's people who love them. There's something missing with the second one for me. I don't know what it is because I actually liked like some of the stuff that was going on. The intro was cool. The 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 enemies were cool, but and on paper it was all Dark Souls. But when I was playing it, the farther I got, the more I was like, I'm not getting that same feeling that I was getting. And I was like, maybe I'm just done with Dark Souls. And then I went to try out the third one, and I was like, nope, this is amazing, and this is giving me that same feeling again. So two just doesn't click with me for some reason. Um, but
I
I
can't
love it.
remember what it was. I've heard that same sentiment though. That 2 is like it's not the same. Like they changed some of the formula,
Hmm.
but it got essentially negative feedback, and then Dark Souls 3 kind of returned to form.
But it's got its cult following. There are those Dark Souls 2 lovers. Like they will
Mhm.
defend it to the end. My honest to god favorite like from software Dark Souls like game, Soulsborne like is going to be Sekiro. I know a lot of people like Bloodborne I think is their favorite usually, or Elden Ring is really popular, and I get that, but that one's too much for me again. I beat it once and I don't think it's happening yet. It's just so big.
Massive game, dude.
But Sekiro,
Absolutely.
oh, that sword play. I don't know if you guys played Sekiro at all?
I own it, but I have never played it. I remember seeing it in some gameplay footages like forever ago, but yeah.
That one's
Not played it
fantastic.
either,
I liked
unfortunately.
the trailers or whatever I saw where he had that like extended, I don't know what it is, if it's like some chain thing that he has that he can use to traverse around, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool little thing."
Yeah, your arm gets cut off like right in the beginning by like the main antagonist, and you end up like getting these like prosthetics that do different things, like a shield or something. And it's really well. But honestly, it's the sword play, the base combat is some of my favorite combat I've ever played. It's really about parrying. Like you got to time it perfectly, and hit all of those like just nicely. And I don't know, it was some of the most fun I had playing one of those kinds of games. And I
Yeah.
traversed it on my own, like from beginning to end, which just made it all the more rewarding. Because a lot of those games, I end up having to look up playthroughs. Dre, we got stuck on Bloodborne playing that shit together because we couldn't get past the spider guy, and everything was just too hard. We couldn't. We were obviously not supposed to be wherever we were. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. I usually end up having to
I try not to look stuff up too.
do a playthrough.
That
Um,
was one of my big accomplishments for myself was I'll give a caveat, but at the first Dark Souls I beat without looking anything up except for the order of the areas that you would go to, because sometimes I'd hit an area and I wasn't sure if I wasn't supposed to be there or not, because it was like hard, but it wasn't
Mhm.
impossible. And
yeah,
I was like, am I not supposed to be here? So I would look up the order of like the areas, but that was it.
that's smart though, because that one is easily confusing. You can definitely go the wrong way. I think I did like a direct walkthrough with. We'll do a shout out to Fighting Cowboy, who man, that man has saved me through so many From Software games. Going the opposite side, because we talked a lot about hard. What are some examples of when you've played a game, or maybe a game in general, just felt too easy and it kind of ruined the experience? Like you feel like you didn't really utilize any of the features or anything because you were like, I didn't need to.
You know what? Let me start with a game that I hold near and dear to my heart, but I think was too easy. Is Fallout 4. Um, I
Okay.
think I think the game itself, like it can be difficult, but once you get your hands on certain guns, like the Tommy gun that has explosive ammo, you basically have end game gun and you're set. Like you don't really have to worry about anything. Uh, and I think they tried to fix it with survival mode, adding survival, but I mean, we've all played Skyrim survival mode probably. So
Yeah.
it's just tedious at that point, right? You
Yeah.
want me to walk 50 minutes across this map so I can go do a quest that would take me 2 seconds?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's like that's just tedious to be tedious at that point. It's difficulty is not hard per se. It's just padding time, you
Yeah,
know?
that's
And
fair.
then everything kind of just turned into a bullet sponge at some point. So I think it's hard for the difficulty is hard for sure. I don't know the answer to it. I'm just complaining about it.
Yeah.
um, but
Uh,
yeah.
okay. Well, for me, one was recently played was I don't know if you guys even know this game, but on the PlayStation 2, War of the Monsters. Um,
Never heard of that.
fantastic game. You should definitely just look up a picture of it while I'm talking about it because
Mhm.
I loved it. It's such a cheesy 80s movie game where you like play as like kaiju or giant robots or and you're like in these giant cities and you're fighting other giant robots slash kaiju or whatever. Which there's a challenge to it in a sense. Like if you don't understand the basic principles, you could quote unquote die, but there's no punishment to death. You just come
Mm.
back and keep going. And they don't even like reset their health or anything. So it's like when you start a game like a level, it's inevitable you're gonna win. You know, it's one of those kind of
Mm.
so that's the one downside. Is I wish they could actually have made just even a dash of challenge would have made that game go a lot farther. But you can unlock a lot of really cool costumes, and like the more you play it, the more you unlock different new characters, and you're always building up currency. So there's a reason to keep playing, but there's no real consequence to death, which does take out a little bit of the umph. Um, you don't necessarily have to utilize the tools that they give you because eventually you will beat it. You just have to keep doing whatever you're doing, cause damage eventually, you know? So
Mm.
that's one for me for sure that comes to mind. Um,
Interesting. I'll have to look
Yeah.
that up. I mean, I'm looking at pictures now, but yeah, I'll have to watch some gameplay of that.
love that game. You're gonna see it on the next podcast when I
Oh,
freaking
true.
record
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
Oh.
I don't play a lot of games on easy, so I'm trying to think of like what is even the last one I did do that at, and why did I change from easy to something harder?
Well, it wouldn't be you picked easy. It would be that it's like it doesn't have a difficulty and it is just
And it was
easy.
just easy.
Or even maybe on the hardest difficulty, it was still like, wow, this was still really easy, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Don't feel
I
rushed. It's
can't think
fine.
of one that was like that was negative. Like Astrobot comes to mind, but it's or it's supposed to be easy. Like that's its point.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
would
it's
have.
like a demo for the controller, right?
I
Yeah,
Launch.
that one in particular. Yeah.
Yeah.
they would have had. Yeah, that would. The full-on game had at least a little bit of element of a challenge and really well done. Should have won Game of the Year. I don't think it should have won Game of the Year. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna put it out there. I think Black Myth Wukong should have won, but
What year was that?
last year, 2024.
Okay.
Um, yeah, no, I can't.
Something like, and I'm just thinking from a mechanic standpoint, but something like Last of Us, I could see that being not as fun if the challenge was not there.
Oh,
Because part of that game is that survival feeling of being in that world where both the people and the creatures are not on your side.
that is a very good point, and I'm gonna just go ahead and expand onto survival horror games, like those kind of linear ones, like any of the Resident Evils, Evil Within. Like if you put it on an easier difficulty, like a super easy difficulty, and there's just like 400 shotgun rounds around, it really takes the. I don't know. I guess if you're just trying to dibble your feet in the horror, that's fine, but it really takes away a lot of the fun of the game. Part of those kind of survival horrors is surviving, making each shot
Yeah.
count and not wanting to pull the trigger unless you were sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
And that would be, sorry,
No, that's
that would
okay.
be like my catch-all of like the thing that I don't like when a game is quote unquote too easy for me is when it breaks the immersion or the content from a way that just doesn't feel like it brings something that's supposed to be grounded and now it feels arcadey, for example, because it's
Yeah,
too easy.
absolutely. No, I get that. That's a very good point. Resident Evil is kind of a wild card too, because you could play like if you didn't know anything about the series at all, and you got Resident Evil 5 and you put it on easy, that game would be way too easy. You'd be just running around with just machine gun ammo for days and just wrecking through shit, you know? But if you got Resident Evil Outbreak on PS2 and you put it on easy, you're still going to fuck up 8 times and get frustrated and mess up, and you're going to pull up a walkthrough because the game is impossible. So, like, it's funny how you really got to just kind of take a chance sometimes and be willing to talk to yourself as you play. Is this game too hard? Is this game too easy? Adjust in the moment
Playtest it.
because,
Yeah, you got to
yeah,
get others to do it because, to Lorenzo's comment earlier, some people may just be better at games than others. So Like
Mhm.
my super hard game might be impossible for others.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it is super hard and it's impossible, and I don't believe you.
I have one extra kind of little game to add that I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys have played any of these before, but Satisfactory. Have you played Satisfactory?
Oh, that's like,
No.
it looks good, to be honest. It looks like one of those ones. I love building like just things that operate correctly,
Y- Yes.
efficiency. I love like Jurassic World Evolutions. I love just making it work well, you know.
Mm.
So that one's caught my eye, and I've been kind of intentionally avoiding it because I can see me not doing other games for a while because of it.
It's a deep dark hole. Uh, what I love about it is like you can, build your factory, but the whole basis around it is, think you're going to delete everything you just did in the last 4 hours and rebuild that factory because you found a more efficient way to do it. So I think it's like the difficulty relies on you being like, why am I making these screws this way when I could be doing it this way? It's like out of innovation, right?
Yeah,
So I think they did a really good job of making it difficult without making it difficult. You kind of know, like
yeah.
through gameplay and
That's
actual necessity to create things.
it looks good, to be honest. It looks right up my alley. I love doing shit like
It's,
that.
it's wonderful. I have 130 hours in it right now, and I'm ready for 130 more.
Not slowing down. Oh, that's funny. Well,
I didn't realize that they have the same publisher as Valheim. I didn't know that.
Oh,
Satisfactory. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Different developers, but same publisher.
hmm.
Nice. Well, yeah, it sounds like so. To kind of like wrap it and sum it up, when it comes to difficulty, our stance is really it is like game dependent. Like there's a reason behind the madness. You got to kind of trust the developers and their vision of why something would be difficult. If someone says it's difficult, it's probably for a reason. Recently, Chronos is getting an update to where it's got like an easier mode or something, and I'm against it. I didn't think it was that difficult personally. I thought a lot of the challenge came from the fact that you wanted the combat to feel that oomph, to save the bullets, to really utilize the tools. Because if you didn't use the fire that was around, you were not going to survive the encounters. And I think a lot of people were saying it was difficult because they were just shoot, and that's not, you're not going to get anywhere with that, you know? So I don't know. When it comes to difficulty, there's a purpose to the madness, personally. I think we're kind of all in the same consensus with that, too. I don't think that From Software should be going back and adding easy mode to any of their Dark Souls. If they made a future Souls like that had a mode that's easier, designed kind of like how Assassin's Creed has the learning mode, where it's just to go look at the pretty monsters, you know, or something. I could see that working out in
Oh,
their
yeah,
favor or
yeah.
something, you know.
When they did like the landmark, like they use it as like a history tour
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm
thing.
talking about.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So maybe something like that for the people who they just can't get into the challenge behind it. But in reality, you can't be asking developers to change their whole chemical makeup of the game because
Yep.
it doesn't fit your agenda. I don't know. That feels
Mhm.
weird.
They make games
Yeah.
for certain groups, and they have the market group that they're targeting, and I think that's what they should stick to. They shouldn't change because some people want it changed. They should stick to their what am I looking for here? Their vision.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, the goal. Now I'll say I've been working on Black Myth Wukong since it came out, and I'm still not done. I think I'm on the last level finally, but I have to take another 6 month break because it's just too much sometimes. So just stay dedicated. Don't hate life. You don't have to beat it in a weekend. Those games aren't designed to be that done that way. You know, uh, you can take breaks too. It's okay. You can breathe.
Not
challenge is
okay.
challenge is
Have a panic
good.
attack.
Yeah. It needs to be there at least a little bit. I do like, a nice chill game every once in a while, a nice easy one to burn through.
Mm.
But there needs to be some sense of challenge. There's a whole reason why I think games are here, is kind of that mental stimulus. So, yeah, sounds like we're
I
all on
would
the same
agree.
page,
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. There's a method to the madness for sure.
right?
I think it's all about, target audience really is what I was hearing you guys saying is
Yep.
if you make a game for everybody, you usually end up making a game for nobody.
Yes, no one's happy. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, I definitely want to thank you guys for joining me on this week's like last minute ask to join my podcast. If the viewers definitely like, subscribe, check out the Let's Play of The Order 1886. That last episode will be coming out this weekend or this Friday. We're also going to start streaming. That's what I wanted to mention. I was like, what was that? What was the thing? What was the thing,
The
Lorenzo?
thing that we did the other night.
Yeah. And so tonight, actually, this is premiering on Tuesday. Tonight will be the premiere of our streaming on Twitch. So check us out on Twitch. BioCrypt Productions is the name, the tag. What do I call that? I have no idea. I don't do the
Twitch
tag.
I don't know.
The handle. So come check us out. Join us there from 8 to 11 Mountain Time, which is, I don't know.
It's a time.
They'll
It's
figure
a
it
time
out.
to do that. Yeah.
Just Google
You
it.
said
That's what I
mountain,
would do.
You know.
But thanks, guys. Andre, do you want to have any last minute things to say?
No, thanks for having me on. Look out for things coming out from Rotten Brain Studios. We're a new indie development company out of Colorado, trying to make our way through. So be on the lookout.
Just doxed all of us. I'm just kidding.
And I'm excited to see what I can kind of create here with everyone, and hopefully we all work together, and I think we can turn something into something, you know?
Yeah.
Or nothing into something. Who you never know, man.
And before this even
Never
ends,
know.
too, we were literally talking about different video ideas and kind of expanding this. So if you like the content we're producing, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. We're definitely gonna have more good shit coming out. We have some good ideas coming out for sure. So I'm excited for what we're doing. I'm excited for what we're creating game wise. Thanks for listening, guys.